Hello, and thank you for joining me on another episode of the Tech Exec podcast, where we triple your impact per engineer. As always, I'm your host, Aviv Ben-Yosef, advisor and consultant to tech execs worldwide. And our subject today is capitalizing your technology. If you don't know, capitalizing your technology to disrupt and dominate your markets is the full title of my new book. And it is actually available for pre-order right now. There's a link in the show notes, and during the pre-order period, which lasts for another month, you will get a bunch of free benefits depending on how many copies you get. So check out the link in the show notes. Even if you just purchased a single copy, you will get access to something special. So check it out. And there's also a 20% off coupon code. Don't say I'm not helping you guys. So because the book is available for pre-order and will be out in a month, I thought let's talk about the core tenets and something that you can start implementing right now when it comes to the mindset the book is all about. So if you got my previous book, The Tech Exec Operating System, it is about how you as a tech executive in a company should operate, what your day-to-day should look like, how to get into the role, how to make changes, that sort of stuff. However, having worked with a bunch of founders and CEOs, etc., in the past few years, I decided to also write a book that's sort of a complementary for the rest of the people in the organization. It's also helpful for you as a tech executive to see how to communicate technology to them. But it is about how to view technology in a startup for people who might not intuitively understand it. For example, I've worked with a bunch of CEOs who just couldn't understand whether things should take this amount of time, or is my team just slow? They didn't know how to set expectations. They didn't know whether they should be pushing for more of this, more of that, what's a good head count, what doesn't make sense, what does make sense, should we be refactoring every day, why are they talking about tech that so much, that sort of stuff. And capitalizing your technology is all about creating the mindset throughout the entire executive team so that people really understand what technology can do, and technology takes its right place in the company. So for example, you don't want to have a tech strategy. You want to have tech as part of the company's strategy, one of its core tenets. And there's a difference here. It is not just about semantics. It is about having technology as an enabler and one of the key forces in your strategy, as opposed to having the co-founders decide on a direction and then you try and come up with what technology best can do to help with that. That's part of the difference. And recently, we're talking quite a lot about how you should be doing more with less, because startups are finding it more difficult to raise funding because the expectations from startups have risen, and we have to demonstrate that we're creating a real, genuine business and not just another venture-backed endeavor that will be sold prematurely. And therefore, you might be thinking that we have to work harder. We have to have our people burn the midnight oil, work more hours, whatever Elon Musk thinks makes sense. But no, I have been telling all of my clients, don't do more with less, just do better. Make every minute count more. And we do that by aligning technology with the business, by creating transparency between all the different roles so that the tech team knows what is important, can communicate about different opportunities and alternatives so that we get to the results faster and we don't end up doing things that don't really move the needle or doing a lot less of those. And to create that, you have to start by creating a mindset throughout the leadership team in your company where technology is not seen as this black box that you pay a lot of money to and it eventually, hopefully, turns out a few features, but as something that is genuinely one of the core drivers of the company forward. If you're not sure whether you have achieved that, consider: are you taking part in the strategy meetings? Are you forming the roadmap along with your peers in the executive team, or are you simply handed the features to be delivered in the next quarter? Is your team being innovative habitually all the time, or is innovation something that you cage up and only release for 36 hours once a year in a hackathon that might look nice on LinkedIn but doesn't really get your team's creativity juices flowing? All of this and more is what you can expect to find in my new book. And I genuinely believe that it can make a difference in how so many startups right now, in this more challenging period we're in, achieve results faster, create organizations they are genuinely proud of leading, and for your engineers, create something that will remain forever a highlight in their career, something that they will be proud to have belonged to, something that they will keep telling their friends about for years. After all, life is short. We shouldn't be wasting our years just crunching out code that doesn't matter, doing things we don't care about. We should all feel like we're doing something that matters and be proud of it. This is the genuine win-win-win that I'm always after with my clients, and I believe it is within your grasp. Get the book to get some help. If you get it now, you can get a webinar or a workshop or even a free session one-on-one with me, depending on how many you purchase, and that is also how I'm hoping to help you get there. And if you need any more help, you have my email in the show notes. Reach out to me. Let's talk. That's it for this week. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't yet, do check out my newsletter. It's the best online newsletter for tech execs. And I'll see you same time, same place next week. Ciao.